The Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan civilization, stands as one of the earliest cradles of human civilization, contemporary with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Flourishing from around 3300 BCE to 1300 BCE, it spread across vast regions of modern-day Pakistan, northwest India, and parts of Afghanistan and Iran. Despite its magnificence, the Indus Valley remains one of history's greatest enigmas. No one has yet deciphered its script, and the reasons for its decline continue to puzzle historians. The story begins on the banks of the Indus River, where a highly organized society emerged seemingly out of nowhere. Archaeologists first uncovered its traces in 1921 at Harappa and 1922 at Mohenjo-Daro, revealing cities built with remarkable precision. Streets ran in perfect grids, houses had private wells and bathrooms, and an advanced drainage system carried waste away. Centuries before such systems appeared in Europe, the cities were meticulously planned. Each structure followed a uniform brick ratio 1:4, and standardized weights and measures were used throughout the civilization. This uniformity hints at a centralized authority, or shared cultural norms that transcended regional differences. Unlike Egypt or Mesopotamia, however, there is no evidence of grand palaces or temples, suggesting that the Indus people valued equality and civic organization over divine kingship. Trade flourished. Artifacts like carnelian beads, copper tools, and seals have been found as far away as Mesopotamia, proving that the Harappans were active participants in early global trade. They exported textiles, grains, and crafts in exchange for metals and precious stones. Their iconic seals, often depicting bulls, elephants, and mythical creatures, likely served both artistic and administrative purposes, early forms of identity and trade authentication. Agriculture thrived due to the fertile plains of the Indus River. The people cultivated wheat, barley, peas, and cotton, the latter being among the earliest evidence of cotton use in human history. Livestock like cattle and buffalo were domesticated, and irrigation systems show that they mastered water management long before many others. Religion remains a mystery, but terracotta figurines, sacred trees, and motifs resembling the Hindu god Shiva's Pashupati aspect suggest that elements of later Indian beliefs may trace back to Harappan roots. Yet, there's no clear evidence of temples or idols, implying a more nature-centered or household-based spirituality. Despite their brilliance, the Indus people left behind no deciphered written records. The symbols found on seals and pottery, known as the Indus Script, remain undeciphered, with over 400 distinct signs. This silence of language has kept historians from fully understanding their political structure, religion, and daily life. Around 1900 BCE, the civilization began to decline. Cities were gradually abandoned, trade diminished, and craftsmanship waned. Scholars debate the reasons: climate change, river shifts, earthquakes, or invasions by Indo-Aryan tribes. Recent research leans toward environmental causes. Changing monsoon patterns and the drying of the Gagarhakra River may have made agriculture unsustainable. By 1300 BC, the one great civilization had vanished, leaving behind only the silent ruins of its cities and artifacts buried in dust. Yet its legacy survived. Elements of its urban planning, water systems, and cultural practices likely influenced later South Asian societies. Today, the Indus Valley Civilization stands as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. Its disappearance reminds us of the delicate balance between man and nature, and how even the mightiest of civilizations can fade without a trace when that balance is lost. The sands of the Indus still guard many secrets, waiting for the world to listen to their whispers once more. The Indus Valley Civilization did not arise overnight. Its roots stretch back to the small Neolithic farming communities of Meagar, located in present-day Balochistan, Pakistan, around 7000 BC. These early settlers learned to domesticate animals and grow crops, laying the foundations of what would become one of the world's most advanced Bronze Age cultures. Over centuries, these villages expanded, trade flourished, and the people began building larger, more organized settlements. By 3300 BCE, urbanization had begun in earnest. The people of the Indus Valley used mud brick architecture, developed irrigation systems, and started producing goods for trade. What set them apart was not just their craftsmanship, but their vision of community life. They didn't simply build houses. They built cities designed for both efficiency and comfort. Two of the most iconic sites, Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, stood as symbols of this new age. Both were built with remarkable uniformity, despite being hundreds of kilometers apart. Streets were aligned in a perfect grid, showing an understanding of geometry and civic organization that was unprecedented at the time. This hints at a central planning authority, possibly a council or an organized administration, though no royal figure or military class has ever been discovered. The rise of these cities also reflects a remarkable social order. Unlike Egypt or Mesopotamia, where kings ruled through divine right, the Indus civilization appears egalitarian. There are no massive temples or royal tombs, only uniform brick homes, public wells, and granaries. This equality suggests that power may have been distributed through civic or trade networks rather than monarchs or priests. Another reason for their success was geography. The Indus River and its tributaries provided fertile land and access to trade routes. Seasonal floods deposited nutrient-rich silt, supporting agriculture on a large scale. This agricultural surplus allowed people to specialize in crafts, trade, and governance, key ingredients in the recipe for civilization. As cities multiplied, Harappa, Mohenjo-Daro, Dolavira, Kalibangan, and others, the Indus culture spread across over 1.25 million square kilometers, making it one of the largest early civilizations. Shared architectural styles and pottery designs show cultural unity across vast distances. The birth of the Indus Valley Civilization marks one of humanity's greatest leaps, from scattered villages to a vast, organized urban society guided by balance, precision, and harmony. The cities of the Indus Valley were masterpieces of urban engineering. Mohenjo-Daro, for example, was divided into two parts. The citadel, built on a raised platform to protect against floods, and the lower city, where most citizens lived. Both were meticulously designed, with streets laid out in a north, south, and east-west grid pattern. One of the most astonishing features was their drainage system. Every house was connected to a street drain covered with baked clay slabs. Wastewater flowed into larger channels that led outside the city. Level of sanitation unmatched until modern times. Archaeologists even found inspection holes and removable bricks for cleaning, proof of maintenance planning. Houses, built from standardized baked bricks, had flat roofs, courtyards, and sometimes private wells. Many featured bathrooms with sloped floors leading to covered drains. This shows that the Harappans valued cleanliness and comfort, a rare insight into their daily lives. Public buildings were equally impressive. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro, made of waterproofed bricks, is believed to have been used for ritual bathing, a sign of both engineering and cultural sophistication. Massive granaries suggest centralized food storage and distribution. They also used standardized measurements. Cubical weights made of chert stone follow a consistent ratio across all cities. Such precision implies a uniform system of trade and governance. Perhaps most surprising is what's missing: no palaces, no large temples, and no monuments glorifying rulers. Instead, the Harappans prioritized functionality and community welfare. Their architecture reflected an orderly, pragmatic society more interested in living well than in displaying power. The Indus Valley's architecture and planning reveal a civilization that mastered balance between innovation and practicality, structure and society, nature and urban life. The Harappan economy was built on agriculture, craftsmanship, and trade. Farmers cultivated wheat, barley, sesame, and cotton, the latter being one of the earliest uses of cotton in human history. The surplus from these crops supported craftsmen, traders, and administrators. Craftsmen produced a stunning array of goods: pottery, jewelry, bronze tools, beads, and intricate stone carvings. Workshops discovered in Lothal and Harappa show advanced techniques like lost, wax casting, and bead drilling. The quality of craftsmanship was so high that Indus goods reached as far as Mesopotamia, Oman, and the Persian Gulf. Trade was both local and international. The presence of Mesopotamian records referring to a place called Meluha, believed to be the Indus region, proves their connection. They exported lapis lazuli, carnelian, ivory, and textiles in exchange for metals like tin, silver, and copper. Domesticated animals such as cattle, buffalo, and camels aided transport and farming. There's evidence of bullock carts and boats, suggesting both land and river trade. Daily life appeared comfortable yet simple. Most people lived in two-story brick houses. Diets were varied: grains, fish, and fruits. Toys, dice, and terracotta figurines show that they valued leisure and creativity. Women likely played active roles in both home and crafts, given the presence of female figurines and ornaments. Society was orderly, with little evidence of warfare or social inequality. In essence, the Harappan economy represented a balance between agriculture, trade, and craftsmanship, where every citizen played a role in maintaining prosperity. Religion in the Indus Valley remains a mystery. Unlike Mesopotamia or Egypt, no temples or large idols have been found. However, numerous terracotta figurines suggest a spiritual life deeply rooted in nature and fertility. The famous mother goddess of figurines indicate reverence for fertility and life. Another remarkable artifact is the Pashupati seal, depicting a horned figure seated in a yogic posture, surrounded by animals. Some scholars link this image to the later Hindu deity Shiva, showing a possible cultural continuity. Sacred trees, animals like bulls and elephants, and water appear to have held spiritual significance. The Great Bath may have been used for purification rituals. Art was both functional and expressive. Seals, pottery designs, and jewelry reflect aesthetic refinement. Beadwork and metal ornaments display creativity and precision. Yet, the greatest mystery lies in the Indus Script. Found on thousands of seals, tablets, and pottery shards, it remains undeciphered. Consisting of about 400 symbols, the script may represent a language, an administrative code, or a mix of both. Its brevity and absence of bilingual texts like the Rosetta Stone make decoding nearly impossible, keeping the civilization's voice silent. Their art and script show a people rich in symbolism, order, and identity, but hidden behind an undeciphered veil that continues to challenge historians. Around 1900 BCE, signs of decline began. Urban centers shrank, trade networks broke down, and the uniformity that once defined the civilization faded. Pottery became simpler, houses smaller. The causes remain debated. Some scholars point to tectonic activity altering river courses like the Gagar-Hakra, drying up fertile lands. Others suggest climate change, weaker monsoons leading to droughts and failed harvests. Invasions by Indo-Aryan tribes are another theory, though evidence is scarce. Whatever the reason, the cities were gradually abandoned. People migrated eastward, settling in the Ganges plain, where new cultures eventually emerged. Despite its fall, the Indus Valley's influence endured. Its traditions of urban planning, hygiene, and trade organization shaped later Indian civilizations. Elements of its spiritual imagery, like the Pashupati figure and sacred symbols, echo in Hindu traditions even today. The Indus people may have vanished, but their ideals, order, balance, and respect for nature, continue to inspire. Their story is not one of loss but of transformation. A silent civilization that taught humanity how to live in harmony with the world around it.